Hi guys, it's me, Leigh, with Victorian Dreams by Leigh, and this is part 2 of the 9 by 10 album. And so let's get started. I did a lot of prep, so it'll be a quicker video. So here's the album we made yesterday, so go back and do that, and it's tutorial part 1. It also shows this album in the photo, so it should look something like this, I think. And we're recreating this, but this is an inch smaller because of making sure the prints that you print yourself doesn't get cut off or too small, and it's just a little bit easier and everything. So here's the album, and now we're going to stack the deck and add the pages. So yeah, so let's move this out of the way and get started. I'm going to show you, this is part 1 and this is part 2. So here, if you didn't do part 1, you can screenshot that. Here's part 2, then here's both. And it takes a lot of paper. When it's all said and done, it's probably going to be like 30 or 35 sheets of paper. But I buy my paper wholesale from a wholesale paper company. Just Google in your area or the closest big town. I drive into Dallas and I go into a paper wholesale company and I buy cardstock. Mine is linen, and I buy it wholesale, and I think each piece is 2 cents each. It used to be cheaper, but it's gone up just a little. So I buy a whole 250 pack. Let me show you right here. I buy the whole pack. This is the blue I'm using. It's by the N. What is the name of it? It's upside down. Why can't I see it? Neehay. N-E-E-N-A-H paper. Neehay. N-E-E-N-A-H paper. And it is linen. It's 80 GSM, whatever. It's 8.5 by 11. So yeah. But I buy it in blue, and this blue is a Patriot blue. Then I buy it in black. I buy it in ivory, and I buy it solar white. You've seen me use the solar white tons of times, and I don't know if I have any here to show. Okay, yeah, I do. Here's the solar white. And let me get the ivory for you if I have it. I think I do, but I don't. Okay, I don't have it right here. Anyway, okay, so let's get started on stacking the deck and making pages. So I'm going to put my notes over here off to the side. So we're going to make pages. We need 12 pages, 8.5 by 10. So we need to cut it a little bit. So we need 12 pages, 8.5 by 10. So let's do that. I don't think I even cut this. Nope, it's 11, so we got to cut off 1 inch. So let me get my thing. There's 2 sheets here because we're going to make the whole page. So I'm going to cut it together. Line it up and go to the 10 and cut both at one time. I don't know if you should save that or not. Okay, we're done with this. We cut both. Then we need our scoreboard. If you don't have a scoreboard, just use a ruler and score it 1/2 inch on the long side on the 10. Score it at a 1/2 inch. Okay, so we're going to score it at a 1/2 inch, and that's all we're going to do with that sheet. And the other sheet, we're going to do the same thing. Score it at a 1/2. Okay, We're going to do all 12 sheets like that. Okay, so let's put that up. We don't need it, but we will need it in a minute. So it's scored, and this has got the bump on it on that side, and we're going, where we scored it where the line is, we're going to, with our fingers, and we're going to push up, okay, because that's where the ridge is and that's where it wants to fold. We're going to burnish it, and we're going to burnish it, okay. Then we're going to take our tape, and we're going to put one piece of tape right down the middle, one piece of tape right down the middle on that little 1/2 inch scored line, okay. Guess what we have to do again? We have to get rid of all those bubbles out of that tape, because we're making this, we want it to last years, okay. And now we're going to get our glitter glue. If you want to omit the tape, you can, and only use glue. If you want to omit the glue and only use tape, especially if you use that red color tape, then you can do that. I just do an extra step. Some people don't do the extra step. Some people don't need to, but I have humidity problems. So let's peel both pieces off, and let's put a bead of glue right down the middle of that 1/2 inch score line on both. Okay, now flip one where it has the little one going down and the little score, and this one going up, and now you want to just meet them together. So let's put that, and I feel that I'm in the corner and I'm on the table to make it straight, and then I pinch it together, lay it down, and then there we go. We made our page. It's a little wonky. I made it too fast. Let me see if I can straighten it up. You could do one side and then do the other. Make sure you get all the air out. Okay, that straightened it up. That was much better. I was lucky enough that that tape didn't let the glue there. Okay, so our 6 pages are done. All 12 are put together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This book is big enough that you could put 6, 8 pages, or 10. It could be big. Okay, so now we're going to do stack the deck. This is what stack the deck means. You're going to have one piece, and I only used one sheet of paper. I did have to get a scrap for this one, but we're not going to use it, and I'll talk about it in a minute. So I got one piece of 8.5 by 11, and then I cut it at 9.5 by 2 1/4. I cut it at 9.5 by 2 3/4, and I cut it at 9.5 by 3 1/4. I scored it at 3/4 on each side. So let's do that. So these are all cut at 9.5 because this is the width between here, so that it sticks inside here. So it's 9.5, so that when you open your pocket, this will stick in here. What am I doing? Why is it not working? Okay, what did I do? Did I not measure that? Yeah, so that works. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, I don't know why it didn't go in. Okay, so let's get the smallest one. Let's get our scoreboard. So this is 2 1/4, and I'm going to score it at 3/4 all the way down, and then I'm going to score it, rotate it, and score it at 3/4 all the way down. Then I'm going to get the next one, and this is 2 3/4. I'm going to score it at 3/4 all the way down, rotate it, score it at 3/4, hold it tight. This is slippery because I got tape on it, all the way down. Then I'm going to take the biggest one, and it is 3 1/4, and I'm going to score it at 3/4, rotate it, score it at 3/4. Now this will be stacking. We're going to stack here and we're going to stack here. On my original album, this is what I wanted to talk to you about. On my original album, we did, see how thin this is? I can not even fit my finger in there, and I can't add a lot. It was this one. This one is 1 3/4 by 9 1/2, and it's scored at 3/4 on both sides. And you see how it made a channel? But I thought it was too thick, so I'm omitting that. But if I wanted to, see how much the gap's going to be in between the pictures now, and then when I put a pocket, I can put an envelope and fit it real nice. But if I wanted to, I could have added that here and omitted this one. I could omit that one and only have 6 pages, or add this and make it 8 pages. You can also go up by, what is it, a half or 3/4. You can make it bigger. So let's not use this one because I don't want to use it. And then let's move this out of the way. We're done. If I didn't explain that very well, I'll make a video or I'll talk you through that. So you can see they're stacked, and there is a channel for each one, and they're just a little bit bigger. They are a little bit bigger by how much? I'm not adding very well here today. A 1/2 inch. There's a 1/2 inch in between these, and they're a little bit bigger. And that's called stacking the deck. So what you do is, in between that score line, you put the tape. And you put the tape. And you put the tape in between the score line. I also, on the edge, put the tape for all of it, so that it can be, the tape can adhere to this and be glued down. So that's why you see the tape at the edge. You do not put tape on the inside, only on one side, okay? That way you don't have tape and getting all in the way. Another thing I did with this, so I hope you watched the whole video, is I took off maybe 1/16. I made this 1/16 shorter. Instead of 9 1/2, I made it, I just took off a little bit so that it would fit. Instead of it being exactly the same size right here, I just shaved off a hair so that it will fit. Okay, so alright, let's get our album and stack it. So our album is looking good and everything. I haven't touched it until I came back in here. So I like to have 1/4 from the top and 1/4 from the bottom. That way when you open it, it looks like, you know, a hardcover book is a little bit bigger, and that's what I like, because I don't want, if my pages are crooked or anything's crooked, you would see it and you would see stuff sticking out. So now, since I already have the tape, you pull the tape off, and so that I can see I'm going to put a mark, and I'm going to just put it on. So this is 3, so I need 1.5. So I needs to go here. That's the middle. This is the trickiest part, is trying to line this up so that it's straight. So let's take off the 4. I was able to fit 4 pieces. I am going to use glue. So we're going to take off the 4 pieces of tape, not the outside ones. And let's put a little bit of glue on here. Especially in between where the tape isn't touching. Okay. And we want to glue that down. Okay, we did the biggest one first. See, now that's where your page will go and your page will go. Okay, let's do the next one. Make sure you burnish all this tape all down, and your score lines. Okay, so make sure I put glue where the tape didn't adhere. You don't need a lot of glue. Okay, I can tell you that's gonna come out some, and I don't want it to. I bought wipies and forgot to bring them out. So now I'm going to eyeball it. Put it on the line on the bottom and eyeball in between, with it being blue. It's probably hard for you to see. There's your next page. We're doing the last one. We're almost done. We have the pages done. We're going to insert those, and this is the last one on this Stack the Deck. You could do the scoring method, and I like that too, and I've used it and I've made videos on it, so go back to my playlist and look at albums I've made. And I'm going to move this glue because it got past that score line, and I want to make sure it's moved. I don't want too much. This blue does show, even though it dries clear, it dries a little bit shiny, and I can see it. So I'm going to now eyeball it again in between. You could measure, which I probably should have. You could measure and know right where it's going, but I'm done this so much that it's okay, hopefully. Okay, so there is Stack the Deck, and I am pushing so hard, and I'm not using my bone folder because this blue shows the scrapes and marks on it. So this is ready, and I already put tape on both sides, and it's ready for the pages. Okay, so now we get the page and it's open on both sides. We're going to put it inside here, and then this is where you put an extra sheet to pull out, and it becomes a pocket. If you don't want a pocket, you need to glue that down, but you're going to want a pocket. So, okay. we're going to pull this off. You got to be slow and easy on this. I would suggest you put the tape all the way at the edge here. So yeah, so you got to put glue here, and you got to put glue here. So this is where it becomes tricky. And then you put your page in, and I go all the way. And now push down. Okay? And you do that on all your pages. So here's your page. Let's make sure. Okay. Now we get the next one. You can go ahead and stop here if you want. Tomorrow, my notes are going to be adding pockets and flip pages, where we add extra pages and everything to it. If you're not sure of what I'm talking about, go back to my first video walkthrough of this, 2 or 3 back, and you will be able to see the walkthrough and see if this is the kind of video. And the pages are all based on what size album I wanted, and I'll go through that a little more tomorrow. Like, I knew I wanted a 9 by 10, so this is why the pages are this size. I like 1/4 and 1/4, so a half smaller than the base, and so that's where the size comes from. See, even me, you have to just take your time and get, and then instead of struggling, I'm just going to take off the corner so I can get around that corner, because it's wanting, see how I took off a little tip of that corner because it kept snagging. So you can do that on all 4, but normally it doesn't do that to me, because remember, I cut it a hair smaller so I wouldn't have that problem. I see glue, it's going to be shiny. Oh, let's get rid of the glue so they don't stick together. Let's squirt it out. But that's okay, because we're going to put pattern paper on top. You know, you can make this whole album without using this, and you could print your own paper, and the printed becomes, instead of using this, you just make sure it goes the right direction of the pattern. But yeah, you could print your own paper and not even use the blue, but I like the thickness and the weight of it. It feels professional, it feels really good. I think I like the way I'm doing it. But the other way, I've more or less done it, and it's called Stack the Deck album, and there's a tutorial on that. So if you go to my albums, you will see that one too. That one was real simple. You just score. See, it's wanting to snag again, so I'm going to cut to get over it, just because it's really tight. There we go. I'm pushing all the way down and then folding. So we have half of them in, and there's half the book, and when you close it, they're all equal. I don't know if you can see it, but they're all equal. So I'm going to do the others. So I start from the back. I start from the back, and I started from the back. I don't start from the front. So I'm going to go ahead and do all of my pages if you want to stay. If not, then this is it. We're done with this video today. And then tomorrow we will add our lace. Let me make a note of that now while I'm talking to you. Add lace, this lace right here if you want. That's what we have to add tomorrow before we use pattern paper to decorate. Okay, so don't want to forget that. So now let me go ahead and just do the other 3 pages. And you have a 3/4 of a spine here that grabs your paper, and it's really secure. So that's why I like the size that I'm doing. It works out nice. Let's see if this is going to go in, or yep, see, it went in. So you see there's a lot of spine here grabbing onto the inside pages. You could have done it a little smaller, but I think this works out nice. There's some glue I want to get off of this spine. Also, if you're still here, we can put colored paper here to match what color paper you put on here, but we'll go through that tomorrow. Okay, so now we got 2 more. Very tricky, especially since I don't have my tip on it. Okay. Another reason why I like it is using the blue and not just pattern paper to make this album is it all coordinates, it all is seamless, it's all the same color, so it hides all your little imperfections, because handmade stuff is handmade and not perfection, or perfect I should say. So yeah. Last one. So apparently if you start at the top and bring it down, it won't have to be clipped and trimmed, because they all went on so easy and smooth. For your first timers, it might be a little slower. Okay, our book is done. Our 6 pages are in. I will give you what size the pocket pages will be tomorrow. And that was the tutorial for today. I hope you liked it. If you need any help, leave a message. But see, this has got such a wide space in between here, that this can have pockets and hold quite a bit, because when it's closed, look how much space I have in here. Look how much space I have for pockets. Can you see my fingers? And the good thing about this book is it's not going to be an alligator mouth like this. It will stay closed. So there we go, guys. There is our project. I hope you liked it. Have a blessed day. Bye, everyone.